golly, that's good.
I haven't found my first Blanton's.
Wow. That's different. I really like that.
Peychauds or Peychauds or...
Yeah, now I'm gorgeous.
Although probably fuzzier was better.
Okay. So this is not what I expected. Hey, we're here. How's it going? It's Thursday. It's 7:30, and we are in a whole new place. We're in Cleveland, doing this live in Cleveland, and I've got a guest with me, and I have all the stuff set up, and I'm gonna. It's 2 cameras. It is so totally cool. This is Denny. Say hi to Denny.
Hello, hello.
Denny and I have known each other for a number of years, and we are actually in your studio.
You're in my neck of the woods.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. The studio is here in North Olmsted, just on the outside edge of Cleveland. And no, thank you for having me in.
Well, thank you for having me up.
We
We had some fun today. We did a little production for one of your clients.
Yes, yes.
And it was fun and silly and goofy. And before we go too far, though, we're going to do this Boone County. But before we get into any of that stuff, I kind of want to show people what it's like to see an actual studio. I mean, you've got it looking good, and we're all set up, and it's pretty and everything. It took some time to set this up. It always does.
Oh yeah. Well, of course, yesterday we started last night to
Right.
do the lighting and set all the elements up. The fireplace behind us isn't really a fireplace.
Oh, I didn't turn that on.
Oh, I know.
I got to. Oh, no, never mind. But we had that. They got a special. It's called a sky panel. It's a light that has a fire mode, so it looks like the fire is crackling behind us. And I forgot to turn it on.
Well,
I could reach back there and turn it on.
We could just
you know what?
imagine. We could
I'm going to
just
play the
imagine.
video.
Yeah.
Of the studio that I made today.
There you go.
I did something really quick on my phone. I'll play that, and while I'm playing that, I'm going to light the fire. So.
Always ways to light a fire.
Right. Okay, so here is the video. Watch this. You're going to love it.
Hey everybody, how's it going? We are in Cleveland, and we are at OSV Studios, also BVS Studios. They kind of work together in the same environment, and I'm just gonna make this real quick. I wanted to take you on a little tour of the place so you can see where it is we are doing our thing today. So, just a little down the hallway here. This is where they do their duplication. So like VHS and Beta and VHS-C and all that stuff. They do have a music studio here. And a little kitchenette. Kind of nice. Let's see, going down the hallway here, there's some studios upstairs. That's where they do some editing. They're all gone for the day. Let's see, so here we're getting into one of the hearts of the place. Oh, they have a sound studio. So they do sound recordings. And this is an isolation room, which is going to be nice and quiet. So somebody who wants to sing, or somebody who wants to, do a book, something like that, do a voiceover, kind of like this, la 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 la, like that. Turn that off. Okay. More dubbing stations and some classic old gear. They do have a green screen studio, which is all shut down right now, but here's the main studio. It doesn't look like much right now because it's a studio. I mean, it's set up to give us different sets, like here's a counter. There's a bunch of gear back there. Here's a bunch of props, all right? And then this is the area that we worked in today. It's dark now, but we had it all lit up, and we did a little video there. So that's kind of the extent of it. That's the studio that we're going to be in. I just wanted to show you it real quick because this is, again, it kind of looks like a mess, but that's what studios look like. What we get out of them is the pretty stuff that we do later, the editing and all that kind of stuff. So I just wanted to show it to you.
So that's essentially what a working studio is like.
That's correct.
It's not pretty until you set it up.
That's right.
We got this fire lit. You see that? Can you? Yeah, you can see it. The fire's lit.
A little warmth coming back now.
Whew, so warm.
Oh my God. You know, there's a lot of versatility back here, so we can do a lot of different things. That's what's nice about it. Yeah, we can build sets, we can just set it up for interviews, for things we're doing right now.
They did. They had a car in here yesterday. It's big enough. It's tall enough. They can put a truck in here. I was here last October and helped out with a telethon. It was a Wigs for Kids.
Yeah.
And you know, some kids, whether it's a health thing or whatever, you know, it's a birth thing, it's whatever, their hair just falls out, and it's cruel and it's terrible, and they get bullied, and so they did this telethon, and they did 50 grand. That was the goal, 50 grand, while the telethon was going on. It was all online only. Oops, sorry, I spilled just a little bit. And then I guess I talked to your coworker,
Yes.
and he told me that when they got done, they made like another 10 grand. So 60 grand for these folks.
Fantastic.
It was really good.
Now, you know, when you talk about the hair falling out, you're probably thinking,
Here, you can have the
and
big
maybe
one.
some of the viewers are going, why is he wearing that silly hat? Well, you know, I don't want to take any attention off you and bourbon, but when I do take it off, it's the reflection. You get this light reflection going on, and so we're always concerned about light. So there you go. But man, this is fantastic. I really want to thank you for having me on.
Oh, yeah, and people are talking to us. Let's see, Kevin is watching, and Tom, and he goes, oh, fire. I think, I gotta read, I don't. Oh, fire, okay. Mike says, drinking on set? Yeah.
After hours.
I always drink on set. When you think about it, the Bourbcast is always set up in a professional situation. I'm always drinking on set. Just the set happens to be in my home most of the time. Let's see, Teresa's watching, and Toby's watching, Joe's watching. Tom says, hi, Denny.
Oh, hi, Tom.
Let's see. So yeah, we're rocking and rolling here. Jeff is watching. He says, just poured an Elijah Craig.
Speaking of Elijah Craig, that was our last night toast of the Elijah Craig 18.
Yes.
Very nice. Very nice. Yeah, yeah.
So
agree.
we had that, and we had the 1792 sweet wheat. I had an opportunity to buy a bottle of the sweet wheat one time, and then didn't, like a moron, because I had already spent enough, and I thought it would be back. It hasn't been back. So I got to finally taste that last night.
And what we did is, you had the sweet wheat, I had the Elijah Craig, and then we switched on the second
Right.
round. Yeah,
Right.
that was great too.
Yeah, and saw an actress in there that I know, so.
That was incredible. What a small world.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is the Boone County Pot Still. So I gave you the bigger pour.
Thank you, sir.
You're very welcome. And I got the one that I slobbed all over everything. We did Boone County, the regular pour, before. We did it, gosh, I don't even remember when we did it. But the thing about the Boone County that you see everywhere, and it's good, I really like it, it is an MGP sourced bourbon. And that's not a bad thing. I actually like MGP, right? And they got it to the Boone Distillery. They did the stuff at Boone Distillery. Well, this Pot Still is, if I'm not mistaken, one of the first batches of Boone County's own distillate. Okay? So this comes from Boone County. I want to say that they started in around 2013. So now this doesn't mean that this is that old, but the Boone County MGP first, now this is theirs. So this will be new. The other thing that's different about this is the pot still process is different than the sour mash process. Sour mash process, the way they do it is they have what's called the beginning and the end. Okay? The beginning is how they make a new batch. And the way that they make a new batch is out of the ends of the previous batch. Okay? So that mash that's left over goes back and it becomes a start for the next batch. That's the sour mash process. This is not a sour mash process. This comes from the middle. So there is a beginning and then there is an end, but it's not part of this. And it doesn't go to create more batches of this. This is, you could almost look at it as kind of like a small batch. So that's one of the interesting things about this. I did find the mash bill. Looks like I probably killed that website. I don't remember. It might even be on here. Didn't you see it on here? Yeah, there it is. 74% corn, 21% rye, 5% malted barley. So let's start with the nose.
There you go.
Now, we talked about this a little bit last night.
Yeah, I'm in Bourbon 101.
Yeah.
Compared to what last night was, when we had to, every time you come into town, we have to make a visit to the Ohio liquor store. And then I go through like a learning center on every bottle that you know in there. So we're there probably 45 minutes before we're done.
This one is this one. This one is this one. This comes from Heaven Hill. This one comes from Buffalo Trace. This one does da.
Exactly.
This is a mash bill. It's very, very similar to this one and this one and this one.
Yeah. And then I walk out of there poorer, but I
Yeah.
thank you.
Well, though, you didn't walk out that much poorer last night.
No, not last night.
We found the Ancient Age, which is sometimes a little hard to find, depending on where you are in the state. And when you see it, you buy it, because it essentially has the exact same mash bill as Blanton's. It's just not aged as long. So if you want to put it in a barrel of your own, that's fine. If you want to put it in drinks, that's fine. But it's a good pour.
Well, you know, the last time before that was the Bardstown, and that's what.
That one was expensive.
Yeah.
Well,
It was outstanding.
Bill's watching. Hey, Bill, how are you? The back of the bottle says sour mash. Does it really? It does say sour mash. That's what I was told. That's what my research revealed, is that they didn't do a sour mash process. I may have been incorrectly informed. Thank you, Bill. I didn't know that. All right. Let's see. He's an expensive person to call from any liquor store. That is true. Hey, Jeff, how are you? Jeff Polisi. EHT here don't have Boone County. Teresa's talking to us. So, yeah, awesome. All right. So let's give this a try. Now I have to look into it more to find out about the sour mash thing, because now I'm ticked, because I was told that it doesn't have the beginnings and the ends, that this is a center only, and now I'm like, whack. All right. Okay, so I went for the nose.
I was doing that earlier.
Oh, okay. Well, what'd you get off of it?
Well, I got to ask, because you know these notes more than I do.
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
Sometimes somebody will say something and then it's, oh, yeah. So
You tell me. I mean,
the first thing
it's
I'm
got a
getting is
very
baking
nice aroma.
spices.
Spices.
I'm getting like, yeah. See, I'm getting the rye. I'm getting a high rye out of that. It's very much like toasted cereal. Mm-hmm. That's what I'm getting primarily out of it. It's got an earthy scent. I get a little lemon. Yeah, that's. Yes, I mean, there's like a granola thing to it. Do you smell granola?
Be honest, my nasal passages aren't that tuned in.
Mine
to
aren't
all
either.
these,
I'm just
but,
making it all up. No, I'm joking.
Nutty, maybe.
Yes.
There you go.
Yeah.
No,
Now, if I had to attribute a nut to this, I would give it a pecan.
a pecan. That could be.
Yeah, because it's dirtier than a walnut. Walnuts have got that sweetness to it, and pecans are just a little dirtier.
And what about a hazelnut? That's another.
Sweet, very sweet. And I'm not getting that off of this. I'm
Okay,
not getting
no.
sweet hazelnut off of this at all. Yeah, but I'm going to say pecan. Let's see. Oh, so we were talking about how expensive I am in liquor stores. Last night I picked up the Alberta Rye. It was like a $90 bottle. So.
I went opposite with the ancient age.
Right, it was like,
That's it.
what, 15 bucks?
There you go.
Yeah, so, all right, now let's give this a shot.
Now, I do notice a very nice finish.
It's got a very slow burn. That bloom is very slow, kind of just stays right in the center of your tongue. It doesn't really move out, just kind of stays there and then goes back. It's like a center tongue and then backwards. That is a so on the palate right off, I didn't get much, but that was my first dram. So I let that bloom happen. I'm going to go for number 2.
I'm still getting a lot of that nutty flavor though too, you know, but it's good.
Yeah, so on the palate, gosh, there's something in that finish. Something that isn't there at any other point. And it's really nice. And I can't place it. I want to say molasses. Like a really dark molasses.
You know, you do have a point there, but with pancakes, I'm not sure yet.
Well, yeah.
But, no, it's very nice, it's very nice. And you said this is, in Ohio, it's not really available yet, or it is?
Where did I buy that? Where did I buy this? I bought it in Ohio. It was on the buy only one.
There you go.
It was there with a couple of other bottles that I have, so, and one I didn't want.
Yeah.
So I picked this up in my hometown of Findlay, and I was told that it was, the centers, and, it was different, and I wasn't gonna buy it because I didn't know anything about it, but here it is, and I'm trying it. I like the mouthfeel. It's got a butteriness to it, which is, again, very indicative of a high rye. To me. And I want to make sure I'm not missing anything. Tyler's watching. Hey, Tyler, how are you, man? Thank you for joining us. For me, I'm still getting that toasted cereal flavor. Excuse me, but the molasses is a big part of it, to me. The molasses doesn't really express itself until the finish, to me. So I'm going to do this again. I'm only going to give myself, by the way, tonight, one pour. I'm not doing ice, I'm not doing water, and I'm not doing another one of these because I'm in Cleveland. I've got all this stuff to tear down as soon as we're done, and then I've got a 2-hour drive. And the last thing I want to do is drive irresponsibly after having bourbon here in Cleveland. So I'm going to have this one drink, and we went out for dinner a little while ago.
Yes, we did.
And I had iced tea. So
Unfortunately, I must confess, I did not.
he had the Angel's Envy, and I wanted to have it with him because I love Angel's Envy. And I could smell it, and I was like, But anyhow, so this is the only one I'm going to have. So I'm really trying to get as much as I can out of it with this one dram because I know that in a couple of hours I got to get on the road. And now I know it's going to be 2 hours. This is one dram. I don't play with it. I don't mess with it. So one is going to be all I'm going to do. Which is the other reason I gave you the bigger pour.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome. You don't have that far to drive.
Exactly, not that far.
Right. So, all right. So, yeah, see, I'm still getting a little bit of lemon on the nose. Just a slight bit. And now that I've identified the molasses, I'm getting just a slight bit of honey off of it, too.
I can see that.
Yeah.
That little hint of honey there.
The color is fantastic on this.
Now, being the rookie in 101 that I am, though, I'm seeing these legs. Is that something that you do in wine as well as in bourbon?
Yes. Now, wine is going to be different than bourbon. And wine can give you two different types of legs. Wine can give you legs because of the alcohol content, and it can also give you legs because of the amount of sugar in the wine.
There you go.
So if you see something hanging on the glass, it could be alcohol or it could be sugar. In the case of bourbon, there's no sugar added. There may be a slight, just eensy-beensy little tight bits of sugar that come from the toasting of the barrel, but that'll be natural, and it'll be just a totally infinitesimal amount. So what you're seeing on the side of that glass is the alcohol that's hanging to the side. So it's got nice legs that way too.
Yes, it does.
And I didn't even tell you the proof. No, it's got, oh, there it is. 94. No. My eyes are horrible. 94.8. Yeah.
Sneaking up on 95.
Yeah. But that's a little bit nicer than the 120 Nulu, 120.4 Nulu I had last week. Make sure I'm not missing anything. All right, good. Okay, yeah. All right. So this is going to be a short one because I'm only having one.
There you go.
But we can enjoy the fire afterwards. All right. I did go back to my hotel last night and Anesthetize. What is it? Anesthetize.
Well, you bought a short bottle.
Oh yeah.
Because, and you know that.
And
was
drank a
something
lot
as
of it.
nightcap. Yeah.
Yeah.
What was the one you bought again? It was.
It was a little Bullet.
Bullet.
And we haven't done Bullet on the show. It's one of my favorites. It's a great daily bourbon, just because it's cheap and it's so accessible and tastes so good. And they are all the same. It's like McDonald's for bourbons. You know, they do a good batch and they're all the same. Nothing special out of them. And I've got a bunch of different ones. I've got the barrel proof and I've got the 10-year and I got a bunch of them. But the only one I really ever buy is the cheapest one, the Frontier Bourbon. I just really like it, and I liked it a little bit too much last night.
Well, you know, the Boone, there was on the shelf last night, but not this one.
That was the MGP.
Yeah, the MGP.
That was it's a whitish, tannish label, and that's the MGP. And I'd like to think that they're going to continue to do that. Now, they might not. Now that they're doing their own distillery and their own product, they may be able to move away from MGP, but quite frankly, I like the regular Boone County. I wouldn't mind if they just keep making it there. You know, if they can get it from MGP, have a reasonably priced thing because they're getting it from one of the biggest distillers in the nation, you know, keep getting that juice and doing it the way they do it, and I won't mind. I won't complain one bit because I don't mind MGP. I don't mind what they're doing to the industry or in the industry. And if Boone County can, you know, do something unique using MGP's products, I'm fine with that. All right, one more. This is maybe two more, but it might be one. We'll see.
You missed the two more. You still have one more.
So one more. On the very front, I got a little cotton candy.
Really?
Yeah. On the very front. And I'm getting a little tobacco leaf too. It's the darker side of bourbon. It's not a sweet bourbon like 1910 or some of the Buffalo Trace products. This is definitely a darker side bourbon. Dates. That's another fruit I'm getting off of it. Dates, and that's on the finish. Raisins. But yeah, I got cotton candy on the front on that one.
Well, you know, one thing I have learned, Casey, is that to really appreciate bourbon, you have to slow down.
Yeah.
You really have to slow down and enjoy it. So I really should stop doing shots then, right? and just really take this in and enjoy it. You know, I do have these at home, and you know, every once in a while I will sit and just sit back a little bit and do this. But notes to me is more musical than I can understand here.
Right. He plays guitar. And in all candor, what was supposed to happen while I was up here in Cleveland, on Wednesday night, he was going to have band practice here. And their drummer is off because of an illness. And they were going to have me sit in and drum. And it didn't end up working out. There's so much going on.
We had a car in here. We got
Yeah.
all these light things going on. And we still had to set up for this. So,
Right.
Yeah, but there'll be another round.
Oh, yeah.
There'll be another round. Yeah.
One-Eyed Fred.
One-Eyed Fred's the band.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, he was telling me about some of the places that they played, and he's been trying to get me to come up and play with him at a gig, but I suppose I ought to practice with you first.
That's exactly right.
See if I still got it. So, all right. Well, I got one little thing left here. Maybe even candy corn, but for me, it's more like cotton candy on the front, and then it just evolves as it goes back.
I'm admiring the smooth finish too, though. You know, it's not rough, and it's
Right.
It's something you can just sit back and enjoy and go, okay, you know, I finished my first pour, and being cold weather and maybe just being one of those kind of nights where the fireplace is going, the real one,
Right.
you could go with a second pour. You know, I do have a book here that I am
Oh, yes.
planning to study.
I think you should study this hard.
I really should. You know, it's my book about Louisville,
Yeah.
and matter of fact, we use
That's
this.
my favorite chapter.
This is a very good chapter here. This is the Louisville Pour chapter, and you know, it comes in handy. You know, it's just whenever you need to kind of refer to a couple of chapters of Louisville, it's right here. And I may have to put some Boone County into Louisville,
You can do that.
and it could work very well.
Isn't this the coolest thing? It's a flask inside of a book. We actually used this in the video today. We used this as a prop. It was kind of funny.
Yeah, it was. It was hilarious.
So yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
I need one of these. That's fantastic.
So when my wife goes, honey, what are you doing today? I'm going, I'm reading a book right now. I'm reading a book, and
You get pulled over. Are you been drinking? No, I'm reading. I'm reading. Ossifer. All right. Okay. Well, hey, this has been cool, and it's a shorter one because, again, we're not going through all the rigmarole. I'm not making a drink. I'm not doing it on water. I would love to see what this will do, opened up with a little water in it, and I would love to see what it'll do with an ice sphere in it. But I don't have any of that with me, so because I knew I wanted to take it easy being out of town and stuff. So maybe if the stars align correctly, I'll do another one maybe this weekend when I'm back safe at home, and I'll do another pour and I'll do the rest of the stuff. We'll try it again. It'll have a couple of days to do its thing because we had tonight what they sometimes refer to as the neck pour. Sometimes bourbons will tend to, and I don't believe in the neck pour, but I do believe in the fact that bourbons do open up over time. So they're bottled, they're corked, then when you open them and they oxygenize just a little bit, sometimes the flavor does indeed change. One of those that did that for me was Horse Soldier. Another one that did that for me, quite frankly, was the 1884, the Uncle Nearest 1884. By the time I finished that bottle, it took me 2 months to finish that bottle. By the time I got to the bottom of it, oh my gosh, was that sweet? It was so good, ridiculously good. I wanted more, and now I can't find it anywhere. So we looked, when we were at the store near the hotel last night, I've looked in a couple other stores, I can't find it. So 1884 is definitely what I'm going to be looking for again. I look forward to the next pour.
You know, you did mention it earlier, I think, but you found last night in the store what you said was your favorite bourbon of all?
That wasn't at the store, that was at the bar.
Was it the bar? Okay.
And they had it on the list, George T. Stagg.
George T. Stagg. Yeah.
That's a Buffalo Trace product. It's barrel proof. It's the exact same recipe as Eagle Rare and Edith Taylor Small Batch and Buffalo Trace, and the exact same mash bill, exact same recipe. Different proof, different storage in the rick house. It's really what it comes down to. And now the Nulu last week, I'm going to let that sit. I haven't opened that up again since last week. I'm going to let that sit a few weeks. I'm just guessing that there's going to be a point where that Nulu is going to be real close to how much I like the George T. Stagg. The flavors just have to come out a little bit more on the Nulu. George T. Stagg, they were present. I got that. That's a great spicy pour. The Nulu, it needed to think about it a little bit. And by the time I had put that on an ice sphere, now I was able to get out some of the notes. But the George T. Stagg is my all-time favorite bourbon. That is the best bourbon I've ever had.
My lesson learned.
Yeah, it's really
There you
good.
go. Yeah.
Really good.
Cool.
Although that Elijah Craig 18 was right up there last
That was
night.
right there. Yeah, that was excellent.
Really good.
Excellent.
So, Denny, thank you, man.
Thank you, Casey. That's fun.
Yeah.
Fun day. Fun way to wrap up the evening.
Heck yeah, man. Do a little work during the day, do that little fun at night. Yeah. And talk to people and say hi and get watched and it's cool. It's cool to have people, that tune into this, and maybe you'll get a little out of it, and maybe they'll come on and correct us like Bill did. Thank you, because you're right. It says sour mash on the back. So now I got to go back to the place where I bought it and say, hey, you said that wasn't in there. No, this is a sour mash. What's the deal?
Ah, yes.
That's
Lessons learned.
We'll see. I'll see him. I see him, once every couple of weeks. So I'll go in, and maybe I'll even go in tomorrow or Saturday and say, hey. So, hey, thanks for watching, everybody. This has been a great time. I really enjoyed coming up here and doing the jobs that we've done over the last couple of days, and it's just a really, really neat spot, and I'm grateful that Denny, you can come on. He started watching them not long ago, and I know that you put it out there to friends, and one of your coworkers, Dan, put it out there to friends. So expect Beautiful Bourbon to just explode now. Just explode.
Going viral.
Viral. Oh, don't say viral. We're just getting out of COVID.
Yeah, that's a wrong word to use. Right. Oh, my God.
All right. Guys, thank you so much. I do appreciate it. We will see you maybe this weekend. We'll get this on ice and get this on water and see what we think. Maybe not. Maybe I'll wait till next Thursday. I don't know. We'll see what the weekend brings. In the meantime, drink responsibly, like I am tonight, and do share it. Do like Dan did, and you're doing. Share it. We're on Instagram. Of course, you're on Facebook now. We are starting to get into the population a little bit of the YouTube, and we're going to start putting these things on Rumble as well, because Rumble's about to explode. They're doing an IPO, and they're going to go. I mean, it's just going to be huge. And they're the ones who just offered Joe Rogan $100 million to take his stuff off of Spotify and put it on Rumble. So Rumble's just going to blow up.
You can just tail right in on that.
That's what I want to do. I want to have it all ready, so when Rumble blows up, we're there. And then we've got the website too, which I actually put the Nulu on there. And that's at beautifulbourbon.com. So check that out. I don't think I get a lot of traffic on that yet. You really should, because I put notes in there that are written down that are maybe just a little bit different than the videos. So you should check it out and leave some comments. That would be totally cool. All right, guys. Again, thank you so much for joining us. We're going to get out of here and get stuff torn down. It's going to take a while to tear all this down, turn everything off. But that's good. It gives us more time to spend together.
Oh,
We can enjoy the fire.
that's it. Cheers.
Take care, guys.